part 2 of addressing Mercury's lies. So the only thing I can guess that Mercury is reaching for this lateness was, again, addressed in my audio, which, again, thank goodness I have, because gaslighting, look up the term. That's what's happening. That's why I have evidence of everything that was going on, because Mercury just lies and just vaguely says, well, you're this and that, therefore nothing you says matters. Which, no. Even if I was a horrible bitch, I didn't deserve to be abused. I didn't deserve to be exploited and used. My sister didn't deserve to be essayed by you. Other women didn't deserve to be essayed by you. That minor who you said multiple times in that podcast, not just one time, multiple times, that you were with a 15-year-old, and exactly like how that went down. So again, saying that I was late, that was at the tour where, again, I was drugged at your house. And on that tour, that's when you kept changing the time calls. And again, in my videos, I say that. Again, it's a full timeline. There is no like gaps or like, oh, what happened here? It's a full timeline of the events that happen. Again, context and intent, it matters. It's not just out of the blue. Just like you just leaving wasn't out of the blue. Which was also brought to my attention that you had your friend delete and remove all the podcast videos you were on, like ever, but you were just on that podcast this year and talking about how you just watched everything and referring to some of those old videos that you were talking about this year. And then you also brought up that you still have footage from like over 12 years ago on a tablet that you apparently used to film us and our shows doing our numbers, but that footage was always mysteriously somehow lost. But apparently in 2024, you somehow still have that tablet and still have video on it from years before we met. Again, what's going on? We also never sent out a hate campaign against you. We only ever talked about our experiences and our truth, and again, anonymously, because we were scared to say anything against you, especially in burlesque at that time, because, again, as you've said many times, you had so much power and influence over everyone in burlesque. So who's gonna believe what I say? The so-called 6-hour video footage of us is us doing story times of our burlesque experiences. And in some of those videos, we talk about our experience with Mercury, and some of those are just my abuser. So you've known how we've felt about you for years. And then the other videos were storytime YouTube videos in 2017. So we made it more drama, we wore stupid wigs, and we gave them dumb nicknames. Like I've already said in my statement about that, and why some of the videos say 2017 audio, because I've already released this footage. It's nothing new. Mercury knows about all this. Also, another disgusting, slanderous thing that Mercury said was that me calling someone who is a person of color, me calling them coffin bitch in my story time, is because they were doing a vampire burlesque number and they used a coffin. That's it. So I don't know what the fuck you're trying to say, but that's what that is, Mercury. You've addressed nothing in your statements. You just admitted, yes, I had a romantic relationship with a minor, but everything else, not me. Again, the video footage of everything is there. And even if you read the novella that I've written out my abuse and then my twin's own experience of the extensive abuse, even if you're like, well, whatever, they're bitches. Again, that's in my statement. Even though all the video evidence still shows Mercury and what they've admitted to being with a minor, groping other women on stage because whatever, having sex with their employees because she was their manager, and that was very important to note. And again, all those videos are from 2013 or earlier, before I knew you, before I knew anything about you, and you acted the exact same way. So, and also fun fact, in one of those clips, you said that in high school, you purposely presented yourself as a femme gay person so that you could get with girls, and that you purposely preyed on girls that way in high school, and that apparently everyone knew you as the femme gay in high school to sleep with girls. But now you're saying, no, I was just very toxic masculinity and that's why. Which is it? You're just putting on a bunch of facades and faces? It's also ironic for you to say that, oh, we were mocked, when like, no, we were mocked, and you constantly kept trying to blacklist us, which didn't happen. We went on, again, it's in my statement, we went on and did more shows than ever and actually got paid for it. Also, thank you for admitting to stalking us, even after we blocked you, after we realized all the abuse you put us through, and we blocked you from everything and said, no, we don't want anything to do with that. But we knew you were stalking us, and now you've just fully, because other people told us you were stalking us too, in person and online. And that's not a pop psych term, that's just what it is. That would be called cyber stalking, which you openly admit to doing a lot, and you like that's proven. And you also had someone in person stalking us. That's just called stalking. It's not a psych term. It's not a buzzword. It is what it is. And me using correct terms is not my fault if that upsets you. You abused me, you abused Bridgett, and many others. So you trying to act like you didn't and that it was all just a misunderstanding is insane. You saying it's just a disagreement? No. You screaming in my face, standing up, getting in my face, pushing me into a corner, and yelling at me that I have to strip for you, that's not a disagreement. And then continuing to keep doing that. That wasn't a one-time thing. You kept doing that. That's the issue. That's the pattern of abuse. And again, from your podcast in the 80s, from 2013, until now in 2022, where you're openly talking about using newcomers in burlesque to make them do weird sexual things for you to perform, though. It's just for performing. But again, what about backstage? What about all the other claims? Why aren't you addressing anything? Also, just another outright disgusting lie and slander. I'm not transphobic. I've never been transphobic to you or to anyone. To insinuate that I said something the day or week that you came out, that has nothing to do with me. I don't follow you. Unlike you, I'm not online all the time and I'm constantly looking at people's comments and constantly going around and trying to see what people are saying about me. Again, the hate campaign, that didn't happen. That never happened. It's disgusting and slanderous to say that I'm transphobic or that Bridgett's been transphobic in any shape or form to you or to anyone. We are both queer. We've always been queer and we've always been openly about that and have always, again, it's just insanity of where's your proof? If you're going to say slanderous shit, there needs to be proof. Like me and how I have a shit ton of evidence and a page full, and I still have clips I haven't even posted yet of your own words, Mercury, that you've said and still double down on. If you're mad because you're an abusive person and people are calling you out on it, that's on you. That doesn't make them a hateful person. They're calling you out for being an abusive person and showing predatory behavior towards other people for years consistently. And again, we are not the first and we are not the only people to come out or come forward about things that you have done to them.